what's happening, guys? AJ here. Today we're going to talk about a subject that people have a lot of confusion on, and people get sensitive with this topic because it's almost like religion. You know, people get very emotionally attached to things, and then they don't like to release their beliefs. It's hard to change their beliefs, and one of the easiest ways to change those beliefs is to try something new. Try something that you haven't done, and then formulate your own opinions. If you think vegan diets suck but you've never done it before, then try a vegan diet and then write a blog or create a video about it and talk about your experiences and how you felt and your experiences with it. So today I want to talk about cholesterol. Now, there's a lot of confusion, and this video is not going to be long enough to really go into super detail, but there will be a blog post that will go really in depth about this in the description box, so click on that. The cholesterol debate is basically, doctors say that if your cholesterol is above a certain level, that you need to treat it with pharmaceuticals, and that may be true. However, it's which cholesterol is high and why is it high. Is it high because your liver is producing more for a certain reason, or is it high because of another reason, genetics, or there's a thousand different reasons why it can be high, and you have to measure the right way. And a lot of times doctors don't order the right tests. They're not up to date with their laboratory testing. They're using antiquated testing and antiquated solutions to these problems. So basically you have LDL cholesterol, which is marked as bad cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, which is marked as good. But it's not just that black and white. There are bad LDLs, there are good LDLs, there are bad HDLs, there are great HDLs. There's a test called the VAP test. That's the test you want to do, because it breaks down the cholesterol into subparticles, and that's what you want to measure. You want to see how much of each bit of cholesterol you have. If you have very, very high HDL but you have low LDL, you're probably okay, but you need to get this VAP test done and assess exactly what is going on. Now, again, going back to the original question, why is it high? Why is your cholesterol high? Cholesterol, all cholesterol is it repairs things. It is a part of your cell membranes. It's very important for hormone production. It's very important for your immune system. And people like to paint things black and white and say all cholesterol is bad and you should never eat any cholesterol containing foods, and if you have high cholesterol you're going to die premature death and you have to lower it as soon as possible. But that's complete bullshit, because countless studies have come out, especially recently, talking about diets that have high cholesterol intake, people who eat high cholesterol diets that are very, very healthy. So how do you explain that? Now, if you ask a vegan, they'll tell you that eating animals is like the worst thing you can do. And hey, you can eat whatever the hell you want. Eat whatever you want, whatever makes you feel good. Okay? But don't bash people who do things differently than you and feel great. If someone feels good and does things differently than you, then that works for them. If you eat a vegetarian diet and you feel great, then that's great. I'm all about that. Eat whatever the hell you want as long as you feel good. I want you guys to feel good. But the point with cholesterol here is that your body is very smart. Going back to cholesterol repairing things, if you get inflammation in your blood vessels, cholesterol comes in to repair the blood vessels. Your doctor measures the cholesterol in your blood and says you have high cholesterol. The cholesterol is the cause of the problem, but it's not the cause of the problem. The inflammation is. Why are you inflamed? Why does your body need so much cholesterol? That's the question. Those are the types of questions you need to be asking yourself, asking your doctor, and the doctors need to be asking themselves and the patients that. So typically when you eat a shitty diet, and by shitty I mean processed foods, vegetable oils, foods that create inflammation in your body, that's when you're going to get high cholesterol. And then the cholesterol is going to come in and repair the damage, And then you're gonna go ahead and eat tons more vegetable oil, and you're gonna eat a lot more processed foods and sugar and all this crap that creates inflammation. And then guess what? Your body's gonna create more cholesterol to repair that damage and that inflammation. So you see, it's a vicious cycle. So how do we break this cycle? Well, it's definitely not to avoid cholesterol-laden foods like eggs, shrimp, steak, etc. Because those foods are some of the most healthy foods you can have. Now, if you disagree with that, post a comment below, give me an explanation why, and maybe we could chat about it. But cholesterol-containing foods are some of the healthiest foods you can have. Humans have been eating them for millions of years, so it doesn't make any sense that all of a sudden now, in the 20th and 21st century, that all of a sudden they are evil and we should be done with them, and they're causing all our disease and ad nauseum. That's bullshit. And anybody who tells you that is not looking out for you. So the key to fix your high cholesterol, if it's bad, if you have high bad cholesterol, is to eat a anti-inflammatory diet, which is high plant matter. So you want to eat tons of green vegetables, right? You want to eat foods that grow in the ground, that don't have a label on them, that don't come in a box, all right? And you also want to eat cholesterol containing foods, because guess what? There's a reason why vegetarians do not have anabolic hormones. Okay, they have very low testosterone, they have very low muscle mass. Okay, are there exceptions to the rule? 100%. But by and large, vegetarians are very whiny. Okay, they have very little muscle mass and they complain a lot. So I mean, if that doesn't sound like a female and female behavior to you, an estrogen dominant behavior, I don't know what does. But you guys need to eat cholesterol containing foods, because those foods are the best foods. Grass-fed meat is amazing for you, okay? Everyone talks about salmon and omega-3s. Well, if you get really good grass-fed meat, you get not as much omega-3s, but you get a significant amount of omega-3s, about 6 times the amount that you would get in conventionally farmed meat. And you're also going to get a whole host of other benefits like CLA and high-grade protein and iron and zinc and all these good things that your body needs to, number one, work right, number two, look good, and number three, feel good, right? So we want all those things, right? And if you don't, well, don't eat it. But if you guys agree with this, disagree with this, let me know your thoughts. And if you guys found this video helpful and you want to help out a friend, a family member, or anyone else, share it on your Facebook wall, share it on your Twitter, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.